Now, recorded from the basement of the house I own the mortgage on, it's just another day.
I got a comment on this. Manuel Grail says the Jedi didn't ever work because George kept changing his mind about what the Jedi were even supposed to be between 1977 and 99. Let me comment on that for a sec, real quick, because I was so excited about the prequels. Because in my mind's eye, I've been imagining the story of Anakin and Obi-Wan. And when I envisioned the Jedi Knights in my mind, I thought, well, they are regal. There's like maybe a King Arthur kind of Jedi of the round table, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got the movies, and the prequels have aged, I'll say this, they've aged well, better than the sequels ever will. The Jedi Knights are effectively wearing the same uniform as a moisture farmer on Tatooine.
Yep.
It's the same outfit. When I thought Jedi Knight, they would be wearing like what Luke wore in Jedi, black and imposing, kind of intimidating. We got what they wear, and they dress the same as farmers.
They dressed how Obi-Wan dressed, which was his old neutral and earth tones and no armor. And
I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna
change his mind.
I'm gonna go away to Tatooine. I'm gonna hide out, but dress in the same outfit I wore when I was a Jedi Knight. It makes a lot of it makes no sense. So
and use his lightsaber in the kit. I know.
Yeah. Well, like listen, George did not really know what to do with the Jedi or figure out what it was because he was making it up as he went along, which all good creatives do. The problem being is that you also had a lot of people who love Star Wars who ended up working in the EU. Badger, you mentioned the Jedi Code. The Jedi Code is hypocritical to the two Jedi that we saw in the original trilogy. They have emotion. They have wisdom. It's about control. It's not there's only the Force and
there's no emotion. There is no
that's BS.
That is doesn't mean you don't have emotions. It means you're aware of them and you control them.
No, it doesn't. That is your inference.
No, it's 100% what it means. And this is not the stream to go down with you, but yeah, trust me. Yeah,
I'm not going to trust you because you believe in the Jedi Oath and you ignore the movies. So the question being is that
I've heard George explain it.
What?
I've heard George explain it in multiple videos.
Yes, George, the guy who also said that Obi-Wan and Owen are brothers. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to retcon that in episode 1. And Owen is
you go by the most recent commentary.
Yes. He makes it up and he rewrites his history all the time. It's okay for him to do that. We love him for it because he's trying to experiment and do things new. But you have to remember that he didn't really know what he was doing when it came to Star Wars. He was just trying to tell experimental fun movies and he got some teams and then he abandoned Star Wars because his marriage fell apart after Empire. He used Return of the Jedi.
Show me on the doll where George
and then just discard it and worry about the merchandising and books, which listen, I think was a smart move for him because he kept it in the conversation for the people that loved it and he picked the right people to continue the story. It didn't quite always jive with the original trilogy, but you know what? People loved it. People kept buying it. He made great video games for it.
Yeah.
And he managed to set up and make the prequel trilogy.
I didn't make shit. Lucas Arts did, which then Disney bought and canceled. But now that you seem to have some sort of weird personal grudge against George or whatever, because none of that is what I'm talking about.
I've actually talked to George Lucas before. Have you?
Good for you, buddy. Now let me talk. You talked for a long time.
And by don't fight, I mean fight.
I'm talking about the unified canon. Anything that didn't contradict the movies as of before Disney. And yes, the Jedi Code lines up just perfectly with the original trilogy and the prequels. You clearly don't accept a lot of different things. You have your own hierarchy. Good for you. Bro, you invalidated a lot of your opinions to me when you said the Immaculate Conception of Anakin and the Chosen One was stupid. So that's a fundamental, right, which means you and I, nothing is going to come from that conversation because we fundamentally disagree on many a thing. This isn't like a theory in me where it's just we had the similar ideas but a different interpretation. You and I just disagree 100%. Sorry.
That's fine. But I mean, the thing is, you can't justify that the Jedi have to be this one way when we actually have documented evidence in the movies that say they're not.
Where did Obi-Wan act emotionally compromised?
We're not talking about emotionally compromised. We're talking about he's having.
We are. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying Saul is emotionally compromised. He's ignoring there is no emotion, there is peace. He's, instead of acknowledging his emotions and letting them go, he's being controlled by them. And then you said, but we saw Jedi in the first one. That okay, so please show me where. Following when Luke is a full Jedi, he's emotionally compromised.
Mocking Han Solo. You don't think Obi-Wan showed emotion caring for Luke Skywalker? That is emotion, man.
No, that's empathy. That's caring. You seem to not understand the idea of being. See how emotionally compromised you are by how you think you're right, and so you're getting upset that I'm pointing out the movies.
You're talking about emotional compromising, which is fine, but you're basically trying to say that the Jedi Oath, which is also BS, is that it's supposed to basically not make Jedi Vulcans. They're just supposed to be more like Vulcans.
What? No.
Yes, because emotional compromising is what basically Vulcans try to prevent from happening with them. And I'm like, that's not the Jedi. The Jedi.
First of all, the balls of you to compare anything from Star Trek to Star Wars, but okay, Vulcans have no emotions. Jedi, which comprise of many species, acknowledge their emotions and then let them go. Bro, come on.
No, they don't.
You sound dumb.
Oh,
that's the chat. See them roast you because
that's not cool.
Two ad hominems. Oh, come on, bro. Vulcans and Jedi are not comparable. Jedi code is a mantra. It's something to. It's a pathway to understanding and using the Force. There is no emotion. There is peace is the first one, because if you're emotionally compromised while using the Force, like right now, I'd shoot fucking Force lightning at you, but I don't have the Force. But that's what I'm talking about. My point is in the first movies and in the original ones, Jedi are supposed to control their emotions. Saul, who is a Jedi and a master one at that, does not control his emotions. And that is why he should follow the Jedi code. Now, I don't know what part of that beyond the Jedi order is bullshit. It doesn't count. Okay.
I didn't say the Jedi order is BS. I said the oath is BS.
The oath is the order.
Wow, that's a lot of conjecture.
One in the same.
This is keep going, guys.
What's right? That's what I'm saying. This is an immovable force. We fundamentally,
and I like him too. That's the
keep going. I ain't heard no bill. I ain't heard no bill. Keep going, baby.
Disagree with the nature of what it constitutes as canon and the Force and George's vision and all of that. And you would have to go down a list of like, well, first, what do you consider Star Wars canon?
The movies.
Okay, that's canon. It's the highest canon, but that's not the only. That's what I'm saying. So then we got to stop right there, because that's not the only canon. And clearly we're seeing they're pulling at anything but the movies. They're pulling from all the expanded universe that kept those fucking movies alive in between the original trilogy and the prequel, which is where a lot of the animus comes from, by the way.
Listen,
this debate's going nowhere.
I feel sorry for the EU fans, because the prequel really did, give them a run for their money. It changed a lot of their stuff, a lot of what they knew up until that point. I mean, listen, Anakin Solo was the one that knew how to fix things magically. It wasn't Anakin Skywalker, but George picked that from the EU and he put it to Anakin.
Empathy isn't an emotion; it is the ability to sense emotions. Oh, they can.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this.
You're both right.
We're loving this fight, but let's.
There's more passion here than all of Disney Star Wars. Correct.
Put it in a poll. We have almost 2,500 people watching live. Let's put a poll question up. Who is the winner of this debate?
That's gonna hate me.
Right now.
I'm fine with that.
Let's find out.
Foreplay. Yeah, you should get way rougher when we actually go raw and unfiltered, as Dante says.
Well, this is awesome, because this is what Disney doesn't have, which is passion.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Nerd Cookies. This is what Disney don't have. They don't have passion over there. People that are arguing back and forth, they don't have this. And this is what's needed in the franchise right now. People that give a damn. I mean, I love it, man.
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
If you liked the video, like and subscribe, or leave a comment at the bottom, because I could use the help and I have no clue what I'm doing right now.